This is it, Josh. This is it.
Hello, WrestlePoint viewer. This is our Monday Night Raw review for October 18th, 2021. We'll also be doing our Crown Jewel predictions, where I take the lead finally over Eric and Dom. So let's just get right into it. I forget what the first segment of
over me. I have the lead. First of all, I'm the one in the lead in the prediction game. So
you
won't be taking the lead over Dom.
You're going to take the lead, okay?
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. I mean, my audio cut for a sec, so I might have something. But anyways, yeah. Raw, as it normally is, very up and down show. Starts off. Charlotte Flair makes her way to the ring, and this is her last. This is kind of what her promo was about. This is her last night on Raw before she moves to SmackDown, because we have Crown Jewel on Thursday, and then the new draft rosters finally kick in. And she was saying, like, pretty much, I can't believe that you guys aren't making my last night on Raw a huge deal. And then she starts talking about how insulting it is that she has to defend her title against Bianca Belair, because they're main eventing the show tonight. They're having a Raw Women's Championship match. She's saying how ridiculous it is that she has to defend against Bianca. It's not fair that she gets 2 title matches in the same week. And it was fine. It was pretty you could tell from after like a couple minutes into this where she was going with it, and it was fun. And you knew Bianca was going to come out, so listening to Charlotte was just kind of time filler, and it was fine for what that was. And then Bianca comes out, and she kind of maybe I'm just remembering her past promos wrong, but does she just kind of, ever since the draft, does she just cut the same promo every single week?
It feels like it, doesn't it?
I feel like Charlotte both of them cut the same promo every week.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah, and that Charlotte was a little different, because this is the first time that she did the whole, because this was the only night that she could talk about how this is her last night on Raw. So it was a little different.
Obviously.
But yeah, in general, I mean, I've told you guys about what I feel about the program between those two, Sasha and Becky, and how it feels very repetitive to me at this point. And once Bianca came out, it was no different. What the fuck was Bianca wearing, by the way?
She has the dumbest outfits in WWE.
Yeah, honestly, this was ridiculous. She looked ridiculous. And Charlotte's outfit was also pretty ridiculous and completely see-through. So, but at least it was see-through. So
I don't know what they're to be honest. I don't know if they'd be trying to have a sex appeal, or they're trying to be empowering.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just don't understand it.
Either way, it was a fine opening segment. It ends with a brawl. I don't remember exactly how they began brawling, but it ended with a brawl. And you know what? There was nothing wrong with it, other than I feel like we see this exact same segment every week now.
Yeah. It's very repetitive. I'm excited to get the Crown Jewel and finally get these people on separate brands. Like Bianca said, Charlotte doesn't go here anymore, so.
Bianca said that exact some version of that. Usually she says I go here now. Usually she says I go here now, but this time she said you don't go here anymore. And every single time the crowd just doesn't pop at all. I don't know why.
Because it's an old reference.
It's like a meme.
It's a Mean Girls reference.
Yeah, it's a Mean Girls reference.
It made sense the first time she did it, because Mean Girls Day is October 3rd, and this was on October 4th. So I love Mean Girls, but so I know these things. Yeah, so that's the one time it made sense.
We'll be starting a Mean Girls podcast next week.
Yeah. Anyway, nothing wrong with it. Just seems very redundant. So the next thing we get Xavier Woods and Kofi backstage. The interviewer, I think his name's Kevin Patrick. He says Xavier, you're in the semifinals. Pretty much says what is it? Something like, what does it mean to you? I don't remember exactly what he said, but what does it mean to you to be here and stuff. And I'm only bringing it up because for a couple seconds he was actually cutting a pretty serious this means so much to me. I was like, hey, this is good. He's the babyface in the match, and then him and Kofi start whooping around and sticking their tongues out. So I fast forwarded because they're just making the King of the Ring a joke when they do shit like that, and then. Which already kind of is a joke anyway, but
it's been a joke before.
It's been a joke for a while.
But it's they're not even trying.
Who was the last serious King of the Ring?
The last what series?
Last series might have been Booker, yeah, in 2000.
What do you mean? Okay, define serious.
Like you take it seriously,
because the last 3 have been Corbin, Sheamus, and Barrett. And before that, I think it was Booker.
I would say William Regal.
Wasn't Booker 06 and then they took a break until 2010?
Or Regal, what did Regal gain from it? Like Booker ended up becoming champion from it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Regal, he was going to be champion, and they thought about it, but then he got into some drug trouble, and then they put.
When was Regal?
2008. And
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. 2008. That's what I was.
Then they put the ECW title with him. And
I forgot they did 8. I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but like,
I'd agree with that.
That was one night with a lot of big roster people.
So it's been a long time.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
So it's been the point is it's been a long time, but still when the tournament itself has been viewed as a joke by the fans, the wrestlers still have taken it seriously, but then we have people sticking their tongues out before a semifinal match. But anyway, I digress. We get the match. We get Xavier Woods versus Jinder, and I thought Jinder would win. I'm not gonna lie, and this might have been very stupid of me.
Yes.
But because what I was thinking was, if Xavier wins, we have Xavier versus Finn Balor, which isn't necessarily face versus face because Finn Balor is not like a full-blown babyface, but at the same time, if Finn Balor is going to win, you'd kind of have to turn him heel because he's pinning Xavier, who is a full-blown babyface. But either way,
don't. You have to turn. Did you say you have to turn Finn Balor heel?
You have to turn Finn Balor heel
to win out. King of the Ring match?
It looks but it's very heel to pin a babyface, is it not?
No, it's not. It's a King of the Ring match.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But okay, what I mean is the fans. There are a lot of fans that aren't going to cheer Finn Balor pinning Xavier Woods because they love Xavier Woods.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I get what Eric's saying because if Finn Balor wins this match, people are not going to be happy because people want Xavier Woods to win. So I get what he's saying.
People are going to be upset either way. It's just face thing. Then.
Yeah, I don't think you need to turn Finn Balor heel, essentially, because they're going to be on different shows after this, regardless. So.
Exactly.
I keep forgetting the New Day's going to SmackDown, and Finn's going to Raw. But anyway,
Staying in Raw.
So anyway, it was a Jinder Mahal match. What the hell do you expect? It wasn't very good. Xavier tried. He's a good worker. I fast forwarded through a lot of it. It didn't, from when I was skipping ahead, it didn't look like there was too much interference from Veer and Shanky, which kind of surprised me. There was one spot where Xavier hit Shanky with something. But I mean, I thought that Jinder was going to win off just like blatant interference, but either way, it didn't happen. Xavier Woods wins. I do think that's the right decision, all things considered. And yeah, it's just. Because it was a Jinder Mahal match, Jinder limits the abilities of everybody in the ring with him. He's not very good.
Unfortunately, that's
I love Xavier Woods' elbow, like when he gets on the other rope and they jump from the other side.
Yeah.
Well, I love that move. Also, they're protecting the Colossus move pretty heavy.
They are, yeah, I like that.
Because Xavier Woods never kicked out of it. He just grabbed the rope. So
their ring positioning on that was pretty bad. Xavier had to take the move and then do like a full barrel roll to the ropes. But yeah, they did protect it.
Yeah, so I'm just I'm excited that the result is because at the same time, like I thought Xavier was going to win, but in the back of my head, it's like it's WWE. They could just screw us and have Jinder win like they did last week with Jinder winning.
That was the thing. My biggest thing why I thought Jinder might win is like they had Jinder beat Kofi for a reason. People wanted to see Xavier versus Kofi because that'd be a great match, and they love both those guys. But they had Jinder win for a reason. I thought they had plans, but they didn't.
They didn't want to have any tensions between Xavier and Kofi. I guess that's why they did it.
Dom, did you have anything else on this, or should we move on?
Xavier was the right decision to win. Nothing else said. It was a fine match. It wasn't the worst.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst match.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible. It's just Jinder Mahal, so it's inherently boring. So then we get Austin Theory backstage with whatever the guy. I feel like his name's Kevin Patrick. I'm just gonna say it. And so I don't even remember what question he asked because Austin Theory got like 3 words out before they made it a joke again. And 2 weeks in a row, they've interrupted Austin Theory's segment with the 24/7 championship. And it's just like, what you brought up Austin Theory just to make him like, it does kind of seem like they're going to put him in the 24/7 title thing now. I think that's where he's going.
Because he really didn't like chase on him.
But I think the fact that he is like, I think the fact that they've interfered with him twice. I don't know.
I mean, in that sense, Apollo Crews is gonna join the 24/7.
He should.
Who the fuck cares about Apollo Crews? But my thing is like you brought Austin Theory up from NXT when he was in the way, so he was in a legitimate faction doing decent things, and you bring him up just to do this with him. It was, and that brings me into the next segment, which is Austin Theory versus Jeff Hardy, because there was a thing with R-Truth. R-Truth was like, man, why are you so angry? Like, do you want to like settle this in the ring? And Austin Theory says yes. Austin Theory gets in the ring. R-Truth comes out. He's like, oh, I didn't say that it was going to be with me. It's going to be with my friend. And then here comes Jeff Hardy. Because I guess they're trying to make that a legitimate feud now, Jeff Hardy versus Austin Theory, which I'm not complaining about.
I mean, why
not? Doesn't matter. Jeff Hardy's on SmackDown come Friday.
Yeah, he's going to SmackDown. Yeah.
Thank God.
And then so Austin Theory wins in less than 5 minutes. It's fine, nothing wrong. And then he takes a selfie. I don't like how selfies are a thing are like Austin Theory's like thing. I really.
But honestly, I was thinking about it because I was like, okay, Eric is going to talk about how dumb the thing is, and I'm like, I have seen dumber things.
There've been far dumber things, and I'm not going to shit on the selfie thing. I just wanted to really quickly say I'm not a fan of how selfies. Then Jeff Hardy hits a twist of fate, and then he takes a selfie with Austin Theory. I just don't like how selfies are the.
No, I get that, man. I always think of like dumb reasons to have a feud. I always think of an Edge for the Japanese hair product commercial for WrestleMania 18. That was a great.
So I mean, like I'm not going to shit on the selfie thing. I'm just saying I don't like that. That's the bone of contention here. Like that's the last word that Jeff Hardy and Austin Theory get with each other.
Either that or Austin Theory's like, I want to beat you up because I want to be better than you. It's always some crap like that.
Yeah. But that's all I have to say about that. It was a short match. Nothing terrible happened.
I'm happy Jeff Hardy hit the twist of fate afterwards.
I'm curious. I'm curious what purpose this match serves since Jeff Hardy is going to SmackDown.
I mean, you get Austin Theory. It wouldn't be smart to have him lose to Jeff Hardy. But they
left him laying at the end though. So I'm curious what this whole thing.
We'll
see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But since they're being separated, it's like it's. I'm curious.
Both of them look strong.
I'm curious.
Have like a great. Have Austin win, and then Jeff Hardy have the last little.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I was just a little bit confused of what it's supposed to accomplish. But hopefully there's a plan. So next thing we get a Big E backstage with Drew McIntyre, and again, am I crazy when I say that their hard feelings with each other just seems really forced? It seems really forced.
Yeah, it is forced.
Like you could tell, and I hate to sound like an acting coach, but you could, especially with this. But with this backstage segment, like you can tell, like you could kind of tell that even they don't exactly believe what they're saying. They're just like they're saying that they have beef because they're supposed to have beef, but I haven't seen I don't know. There was never it was weird. I found it very stupid.
I really don't. I'm not sold on the feud. I'm more sold on the match. Drew is gonna get a rub of like, hey. Drew is a upper main event guy. That's how they wanted to package him going into SmackDown. Have Big E have another big title defense. Other than that, the way they're doing it, but they both want to have babyface. So I'm like, okay, have them defeat the good guys, but then still have some tension between them.
I'm very excited to see. I mean. Obviously, if Big E wins,
when?
What do you mean if?
I don't want to spoil prediction.
Oh my, he's gonna. I don't
want to spoil the prediction game later. But I'm just very intrigued to see who his next opponent would be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because I have one person in mind. I hope it is, but I don't know if we're gonna get it.
Yeah. Well, either way, I'm just confused as to how they're trying to sell us that they have bad blood when this feud started because Big E
it's not even like I don't even know if they're trying to sell us it that much. They're just like basically, hey, we want Big E on this big pay-per-view and we need another star to be with him and we want Drew. So
yeah. But like the way that the feud started was Big E was like like now that I'm the champion, like my first opponent kind of like I know who my first opponent made himself known. He calls him out. It seemed like it was going to be one of those like mutual respect feuds where Biggie wins and Drew like raises his hand and puts him over, and it just randomly took a U-turn, and now it's like there's bad blood. But either way, I found
let's stop spending 20 minutes on the backstage segments.
Well,
talking about backstage.
Well, this is going to be quick. The only reason I didn't want to put this in until so Charlotte was backstage with Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville, and I only put this in because I just wanted to point out that Charlotte cut the exact same promo with Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville that she did to start the show. The exact same. She was like, where are my balloons? Where are my farewell hug? The exact word for word the same thing. So I wasn't going to put it in, but I just needed to say how pointless it was because it was the exact same thing.
All right, pointless.
That's all that needed to be. Yeah. So then we get to another. So we had Big E and Drew McIntyre against the Dirty Dawgz again. We had this 2 weeks ago.
Is that how you spell it?
Yeah, they spell it like that.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
Apparently, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
Dirty Dawgz. Maybe they changed it recently. That would be spelled
Dirty Dawgz.
I could. I don't know. Maybe I was being weird, but so the whole reason we knew Big E and Drew were going to win. The big thing that I thought was going to happen was there was going to be more tag team dissension because that's what the backstage promo was about. They were saying like, I know we kind of stepped on each other's toes. Let's see if we can coexist. The point of that, when they're about to have a pay-per-view match, is for them to not get along. So you believe that they're going to really beat the shit out of each other afterward. But no, they got along fine in the tag match. They were a perfect cohesive tag team. So as far as the match, so before what happened after the match, completely before that, this didn't further any story because now like it seemingly dissipated all the heat between them, and then they come together, Big E and Drew. They shake hands. Big E says, "I'll see you Thursday." And as Drew's leaving the ring, Big E randomly just like puts his hand on his shoulder, whips him around, and says like, "Yeah, I'll see you on Thursday." Very heel of Big E. Remember, I said, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? I said Big E was when they had a confrontation. I said Big E was very heel here, and now I'm not saying I think he's turning heel, but they're randomly having him act very heel.
So I missed this. Did he just put his hand on his shoulder?
No, so Drew was walking away, like his back was to Big E, and he put his hand on his shoulder and like whipped him around to face him, and I'm not making up that Big E like started getting heel with him. Like he literally was like, "Yeah, I'll see you," blah blah blah, and they were kind of like forehead to forehead for no reason.
It doesn't sound heel to me. It doesn't sound.
Honestly,
if you watched it, it was very weirdly heel.
Honestly, for me, when I watch like heels and faces, I don't have a problem with the face doing some heel things sometimes.
As long as it's not cheating in the match.
Yeah. I'm not saying I had a problem. I'm not saying I had a problem with it.
All of the biggest faces in history. John Cena, he had heel tendencies.
But he's not doing. But I'm not saying I had a problem with it necessarily. Like I didn't hate it. I'm just saying like it was weird because it's not like Big E was doing it to the heel that he's facing on Thursday. He's saying it to another one of the top baby faces.
And and that's the same thing that the past face has done.
I'm just saying it's weird. I'm just saying I find just find the dynamic.
I don't have a problem.
Yeah, I'm just saying I'm very confused as to the dynamic of Big E and Drew. I really am.
It was put together. It's just.
But anyway. Yeah, so here's another backstage segment that I'm not going to spend too much time on because it was the Street Profits, and
so they want to smoke.
They were jumping around. They were speaking about AJ and Amos, but they were speaking in memes. They were like, AJ Styles is the kind of guy that does no work on the group project and still gets an A. And I'm like, okay, well, fuck all this. Fuck this whole thing. So I immediately started fast forwarding, and apparently AJ and Amos came backstage, and this lasted long. I had to fast forward for a solid like 10 seconds for this to be done on like triple fast forward. Lasted a long time, but very, very stupid.
Good enough.
Yeah. So then next we get Mansoor. He's against Cedric Alexander of the pointlessly reunited Hurt Business. Mansoor wins clean in 2 minutes. Why did they bring back the Hurt Business if this is the shit they're going to do with them?
Because they need jobbers.
I actually thought for like I know the match was super short, but I thought it was like an exciting kind of match for as short as it was.
Of course it was. They're two exciting workers, but you can bring like, I'm not saying keep Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin off TV. I'm not saying that at all, but what I'm saying is, why would you put them back together as the Hurt Business? If this you can use Cedric as a jobber, but you don't have to bring back the Hurt Business for no reason.
So I think like the things that Bobby Lashley's doing right now has like the Hurt Business really doesn't have to deal with it because Goldberg's not even there like live. So like, what is the Hurt Business going to do with Bobby Lashley? Then
why bring them back? When you don't need them back, why bring them back now?
I can see.
Because need jobbers.
No, he's saying why put them together as
Cedric Alexander can be a jobber without wearing a Hurt Business shirt.
Well, I mean,
they don't have to be the Hurt Business to be jobbers.
I don't think it does anything bad or negative towards them because Bobby Lashley's going to.
I just think it's pointless.
I think it'll probably.
I get it's pointless, but like, I don't think it like.
Eventually, Cedric and Shelton will meet back up with Lashley. And
okay,
is it really going to make?
At the same time, like,
sorry.
They're irrelevant regardless. They're irrelevant. They already broke. Bobby Lashley already attacked them once. Like, I just think they're a joke regardless. So it's not like, to me, it's like, whatever.
Even if they
when they meet up with Lashley, it's not going to make Lashley look better.
But it's not why Lashley had them. It's not why they joined. Lashley's gonna do his own thing. He's gonna be dominant regardless.
I mean, yeah, if they're independent,
he needs some goons. You know,
I think WWE pulled trigger, freaking out that MVP was gonna be gone for a while, and
he needs some. Hey, and even storyline, he needs some goons. He can just be like, "Hey, I don't want to deal with this. Hey, goons, come out. The goons are gonna get thrown around the ring, and Bobby can just run home."
You
need goons, you know. Every faction has goons.
I know, but from what the Hurt Business was before, it's when they were all together before the tag team Lashley and MVP. They weren't goons. They were the tag team of the faction. They were winning a bunch of
different story now. It's just how it is.
It's just I disagree. I just disagree with it. But anyway, the next thing we got a Goldberg Bobby Lashley interview. I was very disappointed to not see Mark Henry here because that's his territory doing backstage interviews.
Wrong company.
Yeah, but anyway, there was nothing. There was nothing.
Trash.
Yeah, there was nothing too wrong with it. But they kind of like what I said in the first segment with Charlotte and Bianca Belair. Just seems like we're talking. It just seems like I've heard them say these exact same things for the past 3 or 4 weeks. So nothing new happened. Goldberg still wants to kill Lashley. Like, not bad. It's not very exciting.
I'm not intrigued.
Yeah.
I'm not intrigued. I'll be right back.
We can continue, Eric. Well, he's back.
Oh, it's a shame Cody's leaving because the next 2 segments are RK-Bro.
Good. So, let's try to get through them while he's going.
So RK-Bro has a backstage segment, and Matt Riddle says a bunch of things that he thinks that WWE thinks is funny, and the crowd didn't laugh. And then they go to RK-Bro versus the Street Profits, and I was down to watch this match because, you know, when Matt Riddle's not talking, I love him wrestling. When the Street Profits aren't being goofy, I love them wrestling. Yep. No, he's not. No one laughed.
Yep. You can watch the video.
I did. The best thing we got was maybe like 10 people chuckling at one thing.
Cody was one of them.
That's laughing.
Cody was one of them.
10 people in a stadium of tens of thousands. It's no. But anyway, RK-Bro versus the Street Profits. It was fine. There, again, like fairly solid work. These guys, these guys haven't seen each other too much. The chemistry was fine, all things considered. Ends with the predictable.
They haven't seen each other.
I think they've seen. I actually don't know, but
I don't think they've ever wrestled.
Why do I feel I feel like I've seen them before? I don't know why, but
either way, different bands.
Yeah, but all things considered, all things considered, the match was fine. We get the DQ from AJ and Amos. I will say, so the AJ's music hits and Amos is alone on the ramp and Randy's in the middle of the ring because AJ's coming from behind. I will say, for all the good things I say about Randy Orton, he did have a little bit of a fuck up. It looked like because AJ hits the phenomenal forearm. It looked like Randy might have fucked the timing up a little bit. He might have turned around a little too early because he almost throws like a fake punch kind of thing. Like it looked, and he kind of had to stand there for a couple seconds and just kind of watch AJ hit him. So it looked a little, I don't know whose fuck up that was. It looked like it was Randy's, but
AJ doesn't usually fuck up.
AJ and Amos clean house, predictable, not not offensive. It's if RK-Bro are going to retain, AJ and Amos need to stand tall in the go home show. That's what they did.
I was going to say something real quick.
Yeah,
it's just in general for the WWE. Like no, in sense of storyline.
You paused, so I didn't hear what.
No, in terms of like week to week basis, and I feel like it as like AEW storylines are. I feel like they know how to book week to week basis better, a little bit, because sometimes we see.
Wait, WWE does or AEW does?
AEW knows how to book week to week basis better, but I feel like WWE would have the better storylines, if that makes sense.
I don't know if I agree with that, because every episode of AEW there's just run-ins and interference.
But what I'm saying is
brawls.
WWE would like it feels like and especially in the go home shows, they feel like let's just do something similar we did usually do, and just.
WWE is more on like they do the same thing over and over.
Yeah, they're very like paint by numbers with it, like always the same thing in the same place kind of thing. Like AEW does keep it fresh for the most part, but they kind of repeat a lot of the same the same one angle. They do a lot of run-ins, but at least they do it differently it's the same angle that they do differently.
I feel like, but when you look at both go home shows of each show, each company, I feel like AEW actually puts more effort into that. And then
AEW only has 4 go home shows a year, so
okay, I would say there's special shows as well.
Oh, okay, I get it. So I like 2 things about this match. First, Montez Ford was the highlight of this match for me when he got spun around by Matt Riddle like 5 times.
Oh, I forgot to say that.
He was counting.
Someone might have been trying to take it seriously, so make it a dumb joke.
And then, though I don't understand why Randy Orton just didn't RKO AJ Styles. That's literally That's literally all their matches.
I think Randy fucked the timing up, and I think he turned around too early.
I also, but you think he messed it up, like he was supposed to RKO him?
No, I think AJ was supposed to hit him, but I think like when Randy turned around, I think AJ was like already supposed to be like kind of in the air. Randy couldn't react.
Oh, okay. It did just look like every finish they've ever had where Randy Orton RKOs him.
Yeah. So. Except this time, Randy just kind of stood there and watched AJ hit him. It looked very, very weird. I don't, and it's hard to know who to blame there because they're both so good. But it did. Yeah. If I had to say, I'd say. It was probably
I say we blame Omos.
I could blame him.
Yeah, sure. Let's blame him.
I could have stayed there much better than Omos.
I'm sure Omos is like a really nice guy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get to the big bullshit of the episode. We have a Queen's Crown.
Let's not take too much time up on this, Eric. Please.
I just need to say, so it's Doupdrop versus Shayna Baszler. Doupdrop wins. Obviously, we were all gonna have problems. Did I misspell Doupdrop when I sent it to you, or did?
I don't know.
Who cares? We know who we're talking about.
Just keep it Doupdrop.
So, Doupdrop. We all, I'm sure, have a problem with Shayna losing this match. I have a problem with this tournament overall. WWE, seriously, this feels like a rib, does it not? We had hashtag Give SmackDown Women a Chance. People have been speaking out how the women's division deserves more time. You have all these talented women, and WWE's kind of says, okay, we're going to do this tournament and we're going to make the entire division look like a joke because every match is going to be less than 3 minutes, and it's going to be like Shayna Baszler is going to be the only, and Liv Morgan, they're going to be the only legitimate wrestlers in it. And they're both going to lose. We were like, does anyone want to see Zelina Vega versus Doupdrop?
No. You don't want to see Doupdrop in general? No.
I don't hate Doupdrop, if I'm being completely honest.
I don't like her at all. I don't like her gimmick.
Yeah. What's your gimmick? Her gimmick's nothing now.
Herself. I
hate the presentation of her. No one's the point of these tournaments. Like I can't say anything about past Queen's Crown tournaments, which is the first, but it's supposed to be the same thing as King of the Ring. The point of these tournaments is to elevate not just the winner, but to elevate the people that like go. Like
you're wrong. You know what it's supposed to do? It's supposed to give you a gimmick, a king gimmick or queen gimmick for the next year.
Well, originally it was supposed to without King of the Ring, there is no Austin 316 because 1996 King of the Ring
it's just a game
made Steve Austin. But and then think about, and this is gonna be a really weird comparison to make. But in 2019, even though Chad Gable lost, think about how over Chad Gable got in that tournament. He got really over. They messed him up afterwards and made him Shorty G. But he got really over in that tournament. You're supposed to, in some form or another, people are supposed to come out of the tournament. Someone's supposed to come out of the tournament looking better. But all this tournament's done has made the women's division look like a joke, and WWE seriously ought to be ashamed of themselves for this.
All right, so I'm gonna say I agree with you and disagree with you at the same time. I don't think it makes the entire women's division look like a joke because you still have a main feud of the three women going at it, plus Charlotte Flair, who are all incredible wrestlers. But at the same time, it's like this feels just like people are complaining about women not being on TV, so let's put more women on TV in 2-minute matches. That's what it feels like. And I also think WWE is like, hey, let's make these predictions hard for WrestlePoint because they're all going to pick Shayna Baszler. So now let's put Doupdrop in there and see who they pick. So.
Yeah, I'm fucking gonna win that stupid match in the championship. I
do agree that King of the Ring, like, are supposed to like elevate wrestlers, like in terms of the matches. I mean, they did it for Neville back in 2015. It did it for CM Punk 2008 when he beat the United.
And then we talked about what it did for King Booker.
I mean, yeah, King Booker is probably one of the best examples. Well, I mean, Brock Lesnar. I mean, I can go on.
Yeah.
Bret Hart. Yeah.
Yeah, just this tournament's a fucking sham. That's really all there is to it. This tournament's a fucking sham. Yeah. And I'm not watching the championship. I'm gonna see who wins, but I'm not watching it. So next we get Bianca Belair backstage, but all this was we're gonna put this wasn't even really a Bianca Belair segment. This was we need to put the women's tag team champions on TV segment. So
can we skip this? This is straight.
Yeah, let's just skip
it. All I wanted to say is the same thing happened with Nikki Ash that happened with Matt Riddle. She tried to be funny and no one laughed.
Nikki Ash is not funny. Matt Riddle is just beaming with charisma.
No.
Yeah, so that happened. So next we have Finn Balor versus Mace. And Xavier Woods is on the ramp wearing and Zelina Vega did this too in the Queen's Crown match. Was that just kind of a thing that I skip all the entrances? Did they just kind of have the other finalists just be on stage, or did they come out on their own volition?
I think they came out.
I might have missed this. So I gotta be straight with you guys. I was watching a Monday Night Football because I was winning $1,000 in FanDuel at the moment, and then I ended up with $12. So
hey, football when it's good, not that bad. I watched it on Sunday with my friends at Buffalo Wild Wings.
What game did you watch?
Patriots.
Fuck you!
My friend was a Patriots fan, and very exciting atmosphere, I must say.
But anyway,
it was a good game. It was a good game last night.
It was a good game.
I agree.
That's why I missed some of the things.
Yeah, but anyway, so Finn Balor versus Mace. Short match, to the point, good squash match for Finn. But this wasn't about the match. This was about what was going to happen after the match. Finn Balor's walking up the ramp, passes Xavier Woods, who's do it like when Finn Balor's music's going, everyone does the thing. Xavier Woods did that a couple times, and
I think it's good.
And then Finn like jerks the scepter away from him, and they have a little face.
What word to use?
That's what it is. Either way.
Pulls away.
Either way. So then they have a face-to-face. Kofi comes out for. Kofi really didn't need to come. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have come out. I'm just saying he didn't really need to.
He was backing up his boy.
But nothing happened. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, there was one guy.
Yeah. But anyway, they have a face-to-face. I understand where some people would probably be. This segment probably got them very excited for the match. We talked about it before the show. And we don't need to get into. We don't need to have the argument again. But I personally cannot take Xavier Woods seriously when he's trying to.
All right, so we're not going to get into the argument, but yeah. This little segment right here made me so much more hyped about the match than I originally was.
Yeah,
I love the back and forth. I love the you can be Prince all you want, but I'm gonna be king. I thought that was cool. I thought that was cool. So it gives another element to the match.
That's all fine. Just me personally, I can't. I think about what Xavier Woods has been doing for the past 6 or 7 years. I can't take him seriously when he's trying to be serious. That's just me.
You're so boring.
All right, move on before Dom starts fighting everybody.
Yeah, so anyway, oh God. The next thing, we got John Morrison backstage. He's still meditating. He's still worried about his chi. What are they doing to this man?
All right, yeah, okay. I'm not talking
Yeah, they kind of
refuse to talk about that. That was bad.
Yeah, let's get to the main event. Because the main event was there's actually some good things to talk about. So Bianca Belair versus Charlotte Flair for the Raw Women's title. You knew immediately, and this is what I'm saying. It's just they're repeating the same stuff, just like we had Sasha versus Becky, and they actually had a finish with a pinfall, but it was because of interference. And this is DQ. They had.
I disagree with you. I did not. I did not think this was going to end in a DQ. I thought Bianca was going to win the championship.
Oh, I thought for.
Wow.
I thought Bianca was going.
I definitely. I mean, I obviously can't say that I knew for a fact it was going to be a fuck finish, but I definitely had a strong feeling that there was going to be a fuck finish in here.
So I didn't think because at the end of the day, this is Charlotte's last night on Raw, so I thought she was gonna give up the championship.
No.
Because that changes my predictions completely on Bianca's match.
Yeah, but regardless of what we thought of the finish, the match was. I thought it was a match on a night where we can all agree that the bar for action wasn't very high. This was still a great match. It was obviously the match of the night. Yeah, great match. Definitely the match of the night. It got a lot of time. It got this was like a 25-30 minute match, which I think for free TV on a go home show, I think is a little bit much. And you could kind of tell that they were struggling to fill the time because they did they did variations of Charlotte's like double moonsault spot twice. That to me was like they were. It was like we have this match planned out, but oh wait, we need to fill another couple minutes. So I had an issue with the length of the match, but it was really great action. Charlotte eventually takes out a chair for the DQ. Bianca ends up standing tall, I believe, right? Did she not?
Yeah.
She stands tall. Yeah, it was a great match. Mixed reviews on the finish, but great match.
So I love the match. I love the match. I said in the chat while I was watching Raw, I'm like, this match is fucking great. I don't think it was as long as Eric you thought it was.
I know they started entrances with like
entrances 50. At 30, but then they went to commercial and then they did the crown jewel match card. So it really was more like 20-ish.
I fast forwarded until the bell.
Yeah, it was more like 20-ish. But it's funny that you say that because I think it was a bad finish. Give me 1 second. Someone's talking. Man.
Well, I'll get my thoughts out. Cody's gonna. I don't know how Cody's gonna react. But the match was great, right? But this is my problem with like the women's division on WWE in general. It just feels so top heavy. Like everybody else underneath feels irrelevant.
Yep.
Even Shayna, like even though we could be like would see Shayna, let's say against Charlotte, we would be like, okay, us as the viewers, or especially us three, would be like, okay, we can definitely believe Shayna winning, right? But the way they book her, they're not gonna do that. I feel like I see the five females wrestle against each other over and over again, especially when Bayley comes back. Rhea Ripley, they're already de-elevated. Same with Nikki Ash. Even if Nikki Ash we don't like, she was a main eventer for the women's division since she had the championship, and it's just really frustrating. It like even though I like all the matches like that, it just makes me feel like, oh, this is. I don't know if this is a good comparison, but it makes me feel like. Late aggression era championship because it was always John Cena, Triple H, Batista, Randy Orton, and there was just Undertaker, yeah, and they would just like mix around, and then sometimes you have the few Edge, okay, like 6, but they would always mix around, and that's about it, and it just makes me think like AEW is not doing it well either because like they have 1 star.
I think AEW is worse. If I'm being honest,
I don't know. Honestly, it's hard to say.
Because WWE
in terms of stars and matches, WWE, of course, right? But there's just not much variety. With AEW, they have variety, but they don't have as much.
This could be a discussion for another video.
Okay, but
I do agree with you. I do agree with you. The only thing I'll say about that is, I feel like WWE can they can push the other women.
Of course they can, yeah.
But not a lot of them are good. Other than Shayna and Rhea and Liv Morgan.
But then you look at NXT. You still have Asuka.
Asuka's injured though. So
I know when she comes back, you still have NXT women. I mean,
yeah,
what they're doing down there, they can have many roles win the
championship. And when not, well, you still have Nia Jax.
I think Rhea Ripley's great. I don't know why she needs to be be relegated to that. Nikki Ash. I mean, Rhea Ripley, I think is a really good. Okay, she wasn't great, but she wasn't much worse than somebody like Bianca.
All right, so I'll just have my point that I was trying to make. At the end of the match, it didn't seem like they were running out of time. It seems like they didn't manage their time very well. Because I feel like, I don't know. Because, like, I get you wanted to do a DQ finish, but, like, I remember looking at the clock and it was 11 o'clock when Charlotte hit her with a chair. It went over a couple minutes. So, like, I'm not sure if they rushed something or what, but it did not look like that was supposed to be the finish, or if it was, there was supposed to be some more stuff happening there. So, yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Can I ask you guys a question? What do you guys think? Because I have a very strong opinion of this one move that Charlotte does. I want to know what you guys think of. And she does it because she's it's for Andrade. It's an Andrade move, and that's why she's doing it. The one where she does a moonsault off the top, lands on her feet, and then does the second one. What do you guys think of that move?
I didn't see her do it that much. I've seen it this last one, but I haven't noticed.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying as far as like frequency, but like in general, what do you think of that move?
I don't like it just because she has the call already. Just Charlotte using it.
I think I hated it when Andrade was using it too. I think that's the most ridiculous thing. Like, because you're flipping. First of all, your back is to them when you jump off the top rope, and then you're flipping. How'd you know to land on your feet? How'd you know to land on your feet? And you have the wherewithal to just land on your feet and moonsault, and it's fucking ridiculous.
I mean, but then again, if you look at it like that, then you can look at something like an Irish whip and be like, keep running. You know, it's like it's wrestling.
This is a bit. That's a bit more ridiculous, though.
Yeah, I don't really.
When you Irish with somebody, why can't they just stop?
Because they're momentum. Because they're momentum. They're getting
all right. This is a stupid conversation.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Let's get in the crown jewel predictions.
Yeah. So that was Raw. Now we got our crown jewel predictions. So what we're gonna do, we're each gonna write down. So I'm gonna say the match. We're each gonna write down our answers so that nobody can listen to somebody's reasoning and then switch.
Are we gonna do one? Do we write down one at a time?
One at a time.
Yeah, one at a time. I'm gonna introduce the match. We're all gonna write down our answer, and then one by one, we're gonna reveal so that nobody can like switch.
Okay.
So, is there any particular order you guys want me to go in, or just off of Wikipedia?
Yeah, just go off.
Okay. So Wikipedia. This will be.
Save the Roman match for last. That's all I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because the Roman match was first on Wikipedia, so that's what I was about to say. I want to save that one too. Let's just. I'm going to start with an easy one. Mansoor versus Mustafa Ali. Who wants to start?
But
everyone
is done writing.
I have my name. This is Dom. It just said it's from our last video. So when I picked
we're doing one at a time, right?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. I suppose I'll go first.
Okay.
Mansoor, obviously, Saudi Arabia. That's why Crown Jewel's why he's in the company. No chance he loses.
Tom?
Mansoor.
I also have Mansoor.
Well, that was easy.
Honestly, I was thinking Ali for a second, but like at the end of the day, they already killed Ali to the ground anyways.
No. They're not doing Ali.
I mean, think about what insane he'd get in Saudi Arabia though if he beat him. But anyway, let's next
Pakistani too, isn't
for the Raw Tag Team Championship, RKBro versus AJ Styles and Amos.
Oh, they're not switching. They're staying on the same brand, right? Both teams.
Yes.
All right. Who wants to go first?
I can go first.
I haven't been done yet.
Dom, you got your number.
All right, I got it.
All right, I'm going RK-Bro. I just think, I think when they eventually split up, they're going to do a big angle where Randy Orton turns on him or whatever. But I don't think you're going to do it a pay-per-view that's notably and famous for putting faces over. So that's why I have RKBro.
Dom's RKBro.
I was thinking about it though.
You were thinking about it. I was hoping you did the other round.
I was thinking, I'm like, could they do some? Would they?
All right, Eric.
Pizza.
RKBro. Same. My reasoning is pretty much the same as Cody's. When RKBro eventually loses the title, it's going to be probably because Randy Orton's going to turn heel and set up some sort of singles program with Riddle. And not only is now not the time to do it.
Wouldn't it be great if Riddle was the one to turn?
It would be great.
I guess, but yeah, that's just. But we know that's not going to happen. But yeah, not only is now not the time to do it, but I think AJ Styles and Amos is not the team to go over in that scenario. Anyway, so RK-Bro it is for me.
Even though I love
next,
AJ.
we've got Big E. Yeah, do love him, but next we've got Big E versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship.
Right.
Do we all want to reveal ours at the same time?
Yeah,
I think
yeah. 1, 2, 3. We all picked Big E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the most obvious one, I think, on the whole entire.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, maybe, yeah.
These are we're getting to the tougher ones now.
Yeah, I'm trying to save the well, obviously the Roman one is the main event, but I'm trying to save the more interesting ones for later. Next, let's go Doupdrop versus Zelina Vega, championship of the Queen's Crown.
All right. I've been thinking about this one a lot today. All right.
Who wants to go first?
Dom, are you done? I'm done. Doupdrop. Okay.
I thought about Selena though.
Eric, you want to go?
Yeah, I'm just writing down Dom's thing on my prediction.
I just think
sheet.
it's Selena's way too risky in this one.
I got Doupdrop. I also thought about it a little bit, but the thing is, I feel like there was some sort of build up with Doupdrop a little bit that they had a plan for her, and she cut this promo last night where she said like, I'm fighting for everybody who like all the fat kids, the freckled kids, and all the kids that don't fit in. So yeah, she'll win. She'll win on that basis alone because of who she's fighting for.
Fighting for all the marks.
So I base this off the men's match basically because there's two faces in the men's match, and I think you're getting a heel Queen of the Ring. So that is why I thought she might Zelina. I could totally see Zelina Vega winning. I was really struggling with oddly enough. I was thinking about Zelina Vega possibly winning. I could see it. I really could see it.
It's not bad. It's a risk. I was not willing to.
I think Zelina also has more potential because she's great.
Agree.
So,
but I think they're just gonna be like, Doupdrop it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll talk more about that. But let's get into it right now. The other royalty tournament championship: Finn Balor versus Xavier Woods, and I'll go first because I kind of want to piggyback off of my Queen's Crown pick, and another reason I ended up choosing Doupdrop. So I'm choosing Finn Balor. So the reason that I chose Doupdrop, other than the weird pandering promo she cut, is so WWE they with Chad Gable in 2019, like Neville in 2015, they like the fan favorite getting second place, and Xavier Woods is definitely the fan favorite here. And that's another reason I picked Doupdrop is because if Xavier Woods loses, they're not going to have both. I don't think two fan favorites are going to lose. And I just think I'm looking at who has more to lose. And if Xavier Woods loses this, he's still with the New Day. He's still within the next calendar year will probably be have another tag team championship. Finn Balor, if he loses, he doesn't have a tag team to fall back on. They're both switching brands. At least Xavier Woods theoretically has a safety net to fall back on that he's not a singles guy. He'll go back to New Day and be successful. Finn Balor, I think, just needs the win more.
I'll go next. I have Xavier Woods, of course. The reason I have Xavier Woods, I feel like, to be honest, in my opinion, there's so much buzz around Big E being champion right now, and just the New Day in general. I mean, the Netflix series, they had that for a reason, you know. They're just not gonna give it like, oh, just gonna give it to anybody, you know. The New Day is very put in with a recognizable name with Undertaker. I had fun doing the interactive experience on Netflix. My mom did too. She chose a lot of wrong answers, but that's nonetheless. With you saying that Finn Balor has more to lose and he needs to win, it doesn't necessarily have to be a clean win, you know. Could be like a screwy finish. It could be like somebody running, like attacking Finn Balor from behind. The referee didn't see it, something like that. I think Xavier Woods needs his moment to shine, like his moment to shine. They're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna put a title on him. So I think this would be the best option to have it. And he just needs to win one match. And, you know, who knows? Xavier Woods might come out with this sparkle and have a really good match with Finn and just beat him.
Oh, I know. I'm pretty sure the match is going to be really good. So I thought when I was going to be picking, I thought it was going to be unanimous already. But I thought I was going to be the only one to pick this person, but Eric picked him, and I'm picking Finn Balor. I think Eric's points were great. The only thing that scares me about that is in Crown Jewel, and they aim to please in Crown Jewel, but I also think Finn Balor is super over in places that are not in the United States.
So is the New Day.
The New Day. One of the things that was because this is another match I thought about a lot. And one of the things that was really drawing me to Xavier Woods and why I think Xavier Woods is a good pick is think about whoever wins. Think about them walking around holding the scepter with the crown. That is such a New Day thing for Woods to be dressed up like that and be like, I'm the king.
But also, this is what came to my head of picking Finn. I picked Finn to win. Yeah, he's on Raw. He beats Xavier. Big E is cutting a promo the night after Monday. Finn comes out and said, "Hey, I beat one of you for a trophy. I'm gonna beat you for the other trophy, which is the title belt." And I think Finn deserves a better match after that Roman debacle at the ending. So I'm picking Finn.
That's another thing why I chose Finn is that like Finn just lost on the pay-per-view. Are they gonna have him drop 2 in a row?
I mean, they do it all the time.
Yeah, they do it all the time.
They do it with baby faces all the time. So like. And honestly, like with wrestling, in my opinion, you just need that one win to get all the momentum back.
Yeah,
that's just how.
But yeah. Anyway, so we have 3.
I do have a hot take about that match, but I'm scared to say it with Dom.
Go ahead.
I think Kofi's gonna cost Xavier Woods the match.
That would be awesome.
I would love that actually. Not even for like not liking the New Day. I love swerves like that.
No, I just think Kofi. There's a reason. There's a reason that Kofi was in that tournament also.
Right?
Yeah. It's in the back of my head, but okay.
Either way. Let's go with Edge and Seth Rollins next.
I forgot this match. I
forgot too.
And this is, I believe, this is inside Hell in a Cell.
Ooh,
I'll go first. I'll go first when you guys are ready.
Yeah.
I've gone last.
All right. Yeah.
All right, we good?
Yes.
Go for it. Okay.
Rollins. I just think that Edge has to put Rollins over here. He can't beat. I don't think Edge can beat Rollins 2 out of 3 times, especially with Edge probably taking a break after this and not being around for a while. It would make no sense for Edge to beat Rollins here unless he's planning on staying for a little while longer and being on more shows consecutively. But I just think you need to give Seth the rub here, and I think Seth is a perfect candidate to fight Big E in the near future because he's on Raw now. So I just think that's where you should head there, and I think it would be a mistake if Edge won this match.
All right, Dom, do you want to go next or should I go next?
I'll go next. Got Edge.
Ooh.
You can't say ooh all you want. They have multiple points. So the first point, Crown Jewel. Crown Jewel, you have to remember, they're not there for fan service. They're not there for that. They're there to please the royals. They're there to please the rich people of Saudi Arabia that are paying them to be there. They will request.
That is fan service, though.
to like a couple of,
yeah.
And they request people they want to see. They have done it. They wanted Yokozuna, and then somebody had to break them the news that he's no longer there. He's been dead for 20 years. Like, and they go and they mainly grew up with Attitude Era stuff.
That's a good point. That's a good point with Edge that they do.
Because that's when wrestling, especially international, was huge. It was huge because I watched from an international point of view, right? Even I knew who Edge was, and then you want to say momentum. You know, we can't have him lose the feud. Yeah, but Seth Rollins has done the job for a lot of feuds before, and he's back in his momentum. And now, there's a good draft. There's a reason there's a draft right after because all the momentum kind of goes away because they go into new places. Seth Rollins is somebody.
No, they're both on the same brand.
But there's going to be new different. But like you said, Edge is.
I don't think Dom knew that. Okay,
but Edge is not going to be. But Edge is not going to be there. Seth Rollins. They already announced him that they'll be there. That he will be there next week. They're going to make have Seth win and get that momentum, but I mean it's a hell of a cell, and when we think of hell in a cell, we think of sometimes screwy finish. So, and it's gonna be a barn burner. So honestly, I have Edge winning.
You guys remember the last time Seth Rollins was in a Hell in a Cell?
Yes, it was great.
The worst match ever.
Yeah, honestly.
All right, I pick Edge.
Oh, look at that!
Oh, I score points, baby!
So, no, here's why. So I agree with what Dom said, but that wasn't my reasoning. My reasoning was if they wanted Seth Rollins to win this feud and get a rub, then this match wouldn't be happening, and they would have ended it at the height of his heel heat, which is when he hospitalized Edge. They brought Edge. They continued the feud they continued the feud for a reason. I think the way the story is being told, I just think Edge is going to win based on the story. I think Edge is going to win based on Saudi Arabia. The legends win in Saudi Arabia. The legends don't tend to not lose unless Undertaker versus Goldberg and they're fighting another legend. So I just based on all those, I think Edge is going to get
DX with his brother of destruction.
Yeah. Is it the right choice? I don't know if it's necessarily the right choice, but that's what I think they're going to
do. I will admit, the only thing that gives me even a sliver of doubt about the match result is that it's in Saudi Arabia.
That has a big factor for me, at least. Because that's the reason they have the Saudi Arabia. They don't have another pay-per-view to say, because they have to please those specific people, and they make sure they please them so they can pay them millions of dollars again to come back next year. Because that's what WWE's trust fund is.
The king of drip is going to come through for me. I know he is.
Yeah. So, all right. So we got 3 matches left. Let's get Goldberg versus Lashley.
Oh, this one's tough.
I'll go first. Let me just finish writing it out.
Oh my god!
I thought about this match long and hard, but as much as I want to pick Lashley, I just can't pick Lashley.
Yeah,
I think the same thing that I said with the Edge and Rollins feud. Even though it's not the right choice, it's just the way the story is being told. It's about Goldberg's making it about his family. That usually means you're going to win. It's Saudi Arabia. The baby faces usually win. It's Saudi Arabia. The legends usually win. I don't think Goldberg's ever lost in Saudi Arabia. It's just all signs. And it's no holds barred, which does open the door for Lashley to win via DQ. But I think this is set up for Goldberg to win and then hug his son.
It doesn't open the door via DQ because it's no holds barred.
Sorry. Not did I say DQ? I meant screwy interference finish. But yeah, I think all signs are pointing to Goldberg winning and having a moment with his son at ringside or something.
Goldberg. This one's. I want to write Lashley. I want Lashley to win, but then I remember that Goldberg defeated the Fiend at his height in Saudi Arabia just to drop it a month later. So that has to do with it. It's a no DQ, like you said. The goons of Shelton Benjamin, which I hate that he's a goon, but whatever. And Xavier, Cedric Alexander, they're gonna run out. They're gonna get speared. The goons are gonna take out this. If there's gonna be interference, it's not gonna be from Bobby Lashley's side probably because no one's gonna join the Hurt Business. I don't see MVP coming. But what I can see is Goldberg's son hitting Bobby with a chair or whatever to help him out. Goldberg, I'm feeling pretty confident about that one, but it sucks. You are wrong.
My man Lashley.
He's going for points.
No, honestly, I really do think Lashley's going to win. I cannot stomach the fact that Goldberg might win this match, so I cannot pick him.
But why would they have another match though?
Because Lashley's going to retire him.
Sure.
Like, Goldberg doesn't get popped anymore. He doesn't really get any pops anymore.
It doesn't matter for the pop. It doesn't matter. It's Saudi Arabia.
Okay, I'm still going with my gut. I say
go for it.
I say Lashley's a star in WWE. Like the Fiend's a star, but the Fiend also got released. So
because WWE is not that smart sometimes. That's why.
Yeah. Yes, to be honest. I gotta say, based on the way these predictions are going, if things break right for Cody, he'll definitely be in the lead. But if things break wrong for Cody,
Cody's done for the year if he fucks up.
All right, so we have 2 matches left. Do you guys want to start with the Roman match or the women's match?
Let's start
with the women's.
Yeah.
All right, I've got my pick.
Which women's are fighting?
It's Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And I can go first if you guys want.
This one I think I'm most unsure about. All of them.
I'm actually pretty sure, but I'm fairly certain of this one. But I could be wrong.
I got mine.
I got Becky Lynch. Because who doesn't have a match at Crown Jewel? Charlotte Flair. Which means she's taking the Raw Women's Championship to SmackDown. I think Becky retains, takes the SmackDown Championship to Raw, and I think they do a belt switch. It's dumb. I don't know why they book it like that, but that's why I think Becky's going to win.
All right, Dom, do you want to go? Or
I don't think the belt. What?
I was going to say, do you want me to go, but you're frozen, and then when you came back, you were showing.
I have the Becky Lynch as well. I don't think the title swap is dumb because they're both basically the same title. They're both considered world championships.
I think it's funky.
One just belongs to Raw, one just belongs to SmackDown. I don't think
they should change the names. They should change the names.
I disagree because
because if you had one named the Universal title, you wouldn't even have to talk about the switch.
I don't think it's a big problem. I think Sasha is gonna win it from Charlotte eventually, and then I don't know what's gonna happen with Becky because I guess Belair will win against Becky at some point, but I don't see it anytime soon.
Okay.
So, but Becky I have winning.
I have Becky Lynch. Becky.
That's disappointing. I thought for sure that'd be the one that.
No, it wasn't.
I was not picking Sasha because I know Charlotte's going to SmackDown with the title. I'll tell you this: if Bianca won the title on Raw, I was picking Sasha 110%. Because that would be the only thing that made sense. Bianca, I did think about picking Bianca just because she's been screwed 3 times now out of a championship, essentially. Twice on Raw and then one at SummerSlam. So it did come to the back of my mind that she might win, but at the end of the day, Becky is the most over women in wrestling.
Nope.
Yes, she is. 100% is. But I just don't think this is time for her to lose. I think Sasha will beat Charlotte eventually, and I think you're going to end up having a Bayley versus Sasha match at WrestleMania like the world has intended it to be for years. So.
Yeah, I'm very disappointed. I understand why we all picked Becky. She seems like the obvious choice, but my fingers were crossed that one of us was going to pick.
If there was no draft, it'd be a entirely different story. I feel like we all would have been on Becky.
Yeah.
Speaking of matches, we're probably all going to agree on the last one: Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Should we just show it on 3, or does anybody?
Yeah, let's just do it 3.
You sure? No, let's do it one at a time. As Cody had a look on his face.
No, I'm good.
Let's just do it.
Roman.
Yeah.
Head of the table, Roman Reigns.
Let me go. I'm concerned that we're all wrong on this. I'm going to be.
I'm honestly not. I'm honestly not concerned at all. I think Paul. I think Paul. They're throwing it too much in our faces that Paul might turn from to actually turn. I think Paul's costing Brock the match.
Think about this like this: who other than Goldberg that like wins everything? Who is the guy that just Vince has a fucking hard on for whenever he gets in the ring? It's
Roman
and Roman
and Roman.
It's Brock
and Roman.
Still, yeah. I'm. This is one of my more other than Mansoor. This might be my most confident pick.
Really?
Yeah. I think they're shoving it way too much in our face that Paul might turn on Roman from the action turn. I think Paul's going to cost Brock the match. They have everything you read about Roman Reigns in like on dirt sheets says they don't plan on taking the title off Roman anytime soon. He might be the champion for another 6 months to a year.
So I think if he beats Brock, which I picked him obviously, but I'm not 100% convinced. If he beats Brock, he will hold the championship until next year's, not the WrestleMania coming up, the next WrestleMania.
And honestly, that might be the best for business.
It essentially is because
I'm
hearing rumors that the Rock's not going to be available for this WrestleMania, but he's going to be available for the one in Hollywood.
There goes my fantasy booking.
Hey, you never know. But at the end of the day, like the thing is, SmackDown, like if you look at SmackDown's roster, they do not have a huge amount of talent for the upper card. So Roman, like after Roman beats Brock, he's facing Drew. I think we all think that Drew and then Big E for the Survivor Series one, and then where does he go from there?
They're gonna have to build.
You can always pull someone from NXT. Like I think so. Speaking of predictions, I'm kind of predicting that at Halloween Havoc, I think Braun Breaker is going to win the NXT Championship.
Yeah,
which Chucky's going to be at Halloween Havoc.
Oh boy, he probably is. USA. It's USA.
The doll Chucky.
God, are you kidding me? Anyway,
it's USA Network.
Yeah, I think Braun Breaker. I think Braun Breaker is going to win the NXT Championship, which could then get Tommaso Ciampa up to the main roster. You could get a program there, but WWE they always. How long have we been thinking? Have we thought they find a way? They find a way to put somebody in the title picture. Whether or not they're credible is a different story, but they always find a way.
I mean, I would consider.
Okay, I have a hot take. This might be strange, and I'm not confident about it. I feel like they're gonna build Keith Lee to win the championship. I don't know if it's Roman.
Big E.
One of them too.
Keith Lee's on Raw right now.
I know, but that's why I'm saying I'm more skeptical about with Roman. But
I'm looking back over the draft, who got drafted to SmackDown. I could see they could do a singles thing with Roman and Kofi. Probably they've done that before with Kofi in the main event picture. They could do. I could see them doing it with Jeff Hardy because he's super sympathetic and everyone loves him.
Oh yeah.
Ricochet, they could probably do some shit with Ricochet. No. I could see them doing some. They've gotten good championship matches out of Ricochet against monsters. I could see them.
But Ricochet would have an awful program. I don't know when I hear that man speak. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying things. It's Sheamus. Roman can face baby faces or heels. He can. I could see him go against Sheamus.
I'm more thinking about. I'm not worried about who's gonna have a program with. I'm more worried about who's gonna eventually beat him at some point.
Oh yeah, no fucking clue. But I honestly don't even think WWE. I think they're so invested in Roman as champion. I don't even think they know who's going to beat Roman.
Probably not. No. That's why I'm thinking. Keith Lee. They might start to build him up to be one of those two guys. Because Big E as a champion right now is super fucking good. Like who knew?
I think Big E. I think the Big E match is the people match. I feel like you should. Seth Rollins should be one.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Finn Balor.
There's AJ.
AJ. I swear to God, if AJ is not a single wrestler in the next 6 months, I'm going to. He needs to go back to single wrestling. He just needs to.
I mean, we know eventually there's going to be something with him and Omos.
I would probably WrestleMania.
I was going to say the earliest I think AJ becomes a singles wrestler is WrestleMania because his first one-on-one feud would probably be against Omos.
Honestly,
I mean, you have to make him a single wrestler kind of before that.
I think by Royal Rumble.
I guess. But like that, I think that'll be his first one-on-one program will be leading to WrestleMania.
See, I'm already thinking ahead. I'm already thinking who my Royal Rumble pick's gonna be.
Oh my God, no!
I already know. Honestly, normally at this point, you kind of start hearing rumors. I haven't even heard rumors.
I want to make for Royal Rumble for this year our predictions. For our women, we should not be allowed to pick Bayley.
Stop.
She's the most obvious one.
I'm picking Bayley. I picked the last year. Yes.
No.
I picked the last year.
It's so obvious.
I don't care.
We can talk about that later. We
That's
still
not
have a couple
fair.
months to.
How can I
That's
even
not
pick my
fair.
favorite? How can I even pick my favorite?
It's like when you're doing a draft, you pick Michael Jordan #1. Like it's obvious you're gonna win the draft. You pick Michael Jordan.
It's like if you're doing the WWE draft and you pick Drew and Seth and everyone but Veer.
I'm picking I picked Bayley last.
Yeah, and she came out #1.
And now I'm gonna pick her again. So why did it even show up? Like
You're not gonna score any points from it then.
I picked
anyway.
Keith Lee. Remember I picked Keith Lee to win and it didn't even show up.
All right, yeah. So I think we call that an episode. We have very.
Anyways, Yeah. Oh no, I was about to just go over the. I think we're about to talk about the same thing. I was going to talk about the prediction, like standings and everything, but I
was just going to say that I feel like this is our most different viewed predictions. Like we have a lot.
I've got them all written in front of me, and 1, 2, 3. Half the matches on the card we have differing picks, which is definitely by percentage. It's a record, so we could definitely see and the scores are still. I'm in first with 27, Dom's with 26, Cody's with 25. We could easily see a shift in the standings after this show.
Oh, God.
The Drip King! Come on, the Drip King! Let's go!
I need Edge, and what's his name? Edge and Xavier to come out clutch.
I need Goldberg too, because Goldberg loses.
Goldberg's not gonna lose. Get the hell out of here. I'm not even worried about that one, to be honest.
Oh, if Goldberg loses, I'm gonna rub it in your face so bad.
Go for it.
Yeah, if Lashley and Zelina Vega win, then me and Dom are in trouble.
And Seth Rollins.
Honestly,
and Seth. If all three of them win, then Cody's in first.
Eric, honestly, I like our chances, to be honest.
Yeah, you never know.
I like our chances.
I like to say I like our chances, but you just never know. If those three matches go Cody's way, then Cody's in first.
Honestly, I like our chances.
All right. Well, that's this episode. We will be back. I think we should do our fantasy booking Friday.
I can do Friday.
Yeah, we should do Friday.
I'm struggling with mine. I know
I didn't even start mine.
I know who's retiring Jericho. I know the kind of story that I want to tell. I just don't know how the fuck I'm going to get there.
But that's it. We will see you Friday for Fantasy Booking Friday. Ooh, that has a nice ring to it. Peace out.